Okay, it's 6:30, so we'll come out of recess. Please stand and join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, this is the time during the meeting when the public may request to address the board. If you wish to comment, we ask that you identify yourself and the topic that you wish to address. Each individual's comments will be limited to 5 minutes. Please note that the board cannot discuss or act upon matters that are not listed on the agenda. Therefore, board members will not respond to your comments or questions. If you wish to request that an item be placed on a future board agenda, you may contact the superintendent or her assistant during normal business hours. Also note that concerns related to school personnel need to be addressed to the superintendent using the approved district protocol. Thank you. 5.1, Finance and Facilities Report. Dr. Robinson.
Thank you, Madam President. Total amount of claims to be approved in the consent agenda for the month of August by fund are as follows. The general fund was $727,899.94. Nutrition fund, $3,199.03. The cooperative fund of $51,529.42. Depreciation, $425,214.57. Special Building Fund, $439,438.87, and our Student Fee Fund of $34,446.53. The Activity Fund had $160,395.59 in claims for the month of July. All these claims were reviewed earlier today by our Finance and Facility Committee. Our district is in the last month of the 18-19 fiscal year, and detailed discussions about the 19-20 budget will occur at our next 2 board meetings. And I'm also pleased to say that we are within budget in all of our funds and actually under budget in a couple other areas. So our fiscal health has been good for this year.
Thank you, Dr. Robinson. 5.2, Beth Nelson, Director of Teaching and Learning Reports.
Thank you, Madam President. Over the course of the summer, we had multiple teacher groups in to work on proficiency scales. In order for our course to begin a soft pilot of target-based grading, teachers had to specifically identify priority standards, learning targets, and developed proficiency scales. In K-8 piloting grades, we will just appear slightly different in Infinite Campus and on the report card. The K-8 courses are a very safe place to start grading pilots, as we do not calculate an accumulated GPA. In the high school courses that are performing a pilot, students and parents will see a different series of scores on formative and summative entries, but percentage averages still appear the same as always. Senior high piloting includes all students in the same course for an equitable experience for all students. All of the senior high piloting courses have aligned priority standards, learning targets, assessments, and proficiency scales. This experience is a safe way for us to monitor the grading transition without changing anything regarding the appearance and calculation of GPAs. We have scheduled specific training meetings with pilot groups, administrators, and my team, and Sandy Rose, so everyone has a shared understanding of how Infinite Campus operates. Consistency and accuracy are our key focus points in our piloting experience. Communication is going home to parents who have students involved in a piloting course this year. Our numbers are growing, therefore our ordering of additional materials where needed, and we are fortunate that we are able to access instructional program materials electronically until we get all of our hard copies into place. The teaching and learning team has hit the ground running with new teacher training all last week, and I'm sure Mike will speak to that in his report. Also in the area of technology, I would like to do a quick shout out on behalf of our technology department. Sandy Rose works very hard over the summer to get regular school closed out, reports submitted to the state, summer school running correctly, as well as transition to the new year. Pat and Matthew have been busy with putting in security cameras, updating wiring, updating software, updating district devices, preparing the annually purchased student devices, as well as assisting with the new preschool building. We have had a transition at the senior high with the building technology position, so some tasks weren't as seamless as in prior years, but I have been assured that it is moving forward positively. Also, due to increased enrollment, we will need to purchase more Chromebooks. Any questions about all of that?
Thank you, Mrs. Nelson. 5.3, Student Services Report, Mary Lure.
Thank you, Madam President. Today, Monday, August 12th, all staff reported for the 2019-2020 school year. Open houses will start for the 2019-2020 school year. They've been scheduled for the following dates. Tonight, the high school is from 6 to 8, the junior high will be from 7 to 8 p.m., and the middle school was 5:30 to 6:30. Tomorrow night, Tuesday, August 13th, the elementary buildings will be open from 5:30 to 6:30. Wednesday, August 14th, students at the elementary schools, middle school, junior high, as well as ninth graders and new students for the high school report for classes. The returning students in grades 10 through 12 will start classes on Thursday, August 15th. Kindergarten classes are split for the first 2 days. Half will attend on Wednesday and half will attend on Thursday. Parents were informed which day their kindergartner will report to school. Additional basic school supplies, as guided by the district school supply lists, have been purchased for the school district by the school district and will be made available to those who qualify students who request them. These are basic school materials that like paper, pencils, glue, folders, binders, etc. Any questions?
Thank you, Mrs. Lure. 5.4, Human Resources and Accreditation Report, Mike Hart.
Thank you, Madam President. Let's talk real quick about new to the district staff training. This past week, as Beth alluded to, we were able to meet with our newest group of educators. That group spent a lot of time learning about district initiatives and operational practices to include curriculum standards, assessment, school safety procedures, target-based grading practices, our district instructional model, building positive student relationships, professional boundaries and social media, professional learning communities, and technology. They went over a lot. They still have a lot to go. This is an outstanding group of educators, eager to serve our district and our community, and we're excited to watch them utilize their gifts and talents with our students. Substitute teacher training. Our next sub-teacher training workshop is scheduled for Tuesday, August 20th. We already had one. That one will be on the 20th from 9 to 10 at central office, and we also have a classified staff substitute training, and that was held last Friday from 9 to 10. We really appreciate our substitute teachers and support staff, and they do a nice job of meeting the needs of students when our regular staff has to be absent. So, a little plug, we are still looking for quality substitute teachers and support staff, and individuals interested in subbing for our district can apply on our website. And the current openings are listed below. I would entertain any questions at this point.
I had a couple of questions. So classified staff substitutes are for, yeah, who?
Yeah, so in the classroom, a paraprofessional, be it a special ed paraprofessional, a health tech, if they're gone,
Sure.
we have a need. So we have people that step up and they'll come in and fill those roles. And we always need folks to fill those roles.
My other
question.
question was, were there more new teachers than in the past? It just looked like, maybe because they were spread across the stage. Was 36 an average number?
I think that it was just the visual that made it look bigger than normal. Typically, we have between 30 and 40 new teachers every year, which if you think about that in terms of a teaching staff of 320, it's probably just over 10%, which is probably a pretty healthy number with retirements and attrition.
Must have been it then, having them spread across the stage. It kind of looked, plus we had all the new preschool staff for this first year as well, so I'm sure that kind of made it seem a little bigger.
Yep, they were
Thank
all
you.
included in that, and that was, again, a nice visual when they were done. And I think for the folks in the audience going, wow, you know what, that's an impressive group, so good question.
Thank you, Mr. Hart. 5.5, Superintendent's Report, Dr. Thompson.
Thank you, Madam President. I have a very unofficial enrollment report. As of last Friday, August 9th, which it has already changed, of course, because enrollment is very much in flux at this point. But as of last Friday, our K-12 enrollment was up by 128 students when compared to our enrollment for this time last year. Our largest growth has been seen at the junior high and senior high. The junior high currently has 50 more students enrolled than they did this time last year, and the senior high has 61 more students enrolled than they did this time last year. I looked at our enrollment projections, and both the junior high and senior high numbers are approximately 30 more than what our enrollment projections said. This has kept Mrs. Nelson and our building principals quite busy as they are counting and recounting Chromebooks and textbooks and making orders to ensure that we have the appropriate materials to accommodate our growth. Our elementary and our middle school enrollment growth has been relatively stable, with small increases of 8 at the elementary and 9 at the middle school. This is the largest kindergarten that I have seen, though. Our current enrollment is 343.
Kindergarten?
Yes. Holy moly. All of our Montessori spots have been filled. That 2-track is completely filled now. Jefferson and Grant kindergartens are also full, and we are sending overflow kindergartners to Bel Air and possibly Washington at this point, where they have lower numbers. Bel Air has lower numbers, as does Woodland Park, due to large transfers to Montessori. Just a caution that our numbers will continue to fluctuate for several weeks. Official enrollments are not calculated until October 1st, but it does look like they will be very healthy.
And do you ask when you have, like, when someone comes in junior high, do you ask if they're moving to town? Like, I'm just curious where all these extra people are coming from.
Yeah, we don't necessarily collect that data. I mean, if we know if they're a transfer from out of town, potentially, but I do not track that data here.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Committee reports. 6.1, Facilities and Finance Committee. Dr. Goebbels.
The Facilities and Finance Committee met today at noon. All of the claims for the month of August and activity claims for July were reviewed. The committee spent some time discussing progress on the Little Panthers preschool facility. It's really exciting to hear about the progress that's being made on that facility, and that teachers are in the building and we'll be ready to roll when the preschool will start on 22nd, right? So it'll be really fun to have the open house so that we can share that facility with other people.
And there is a date for that, am I correct? Okay.
Yeah, September 11th. We discussed a number of other items. We talked some about projects that have been completed over the summer, and a number of those were mentioned during study session because they related to security improvements, the expansion at Lincoln Elementary, and so on. We did review extra claims requests for August. We reviewed the property purchase, which is an action item on tonight's agenda. We talked about updates on the city street projects along Georgia Avenue and Benjamin. And it looks like the Georgia Avenue project, the city may be doing some preliminary prep work for that street, but actually taking care of the street, paving the street won't happen until next summer. And Bill knows it will be done during the summer. We did review some important upcoming dates for budget and tax request. It's that time of year again.
And there's no final plan on Benjamin at this point. They're still in the process. Okay.
It's still at the committee level.
Thank you, Dr. Goebbels. 6.2, Policy Committee Report. Dr. Goebbels.
The policy committee has not met since our July 8th board meeting. However, the annual policy review schedule has been developed. The committee will meet in August to discuss the first of the policies that are on that annual review schedule. And those policies are 3010 through 3120, business operations. Second reading of 3 policies that were recommended by district administration, and those are, just to bring back to mind for you, 5304, which was cooperative activities, 4010, intellectual property and work for hire, and 4110, release from contract, as well as all of the recommended policy additions and changes from Perry Law Firm are up for second reading on this evening's agenda. No changes have been made to those policies since first reading.
Thank you, Patty. 6.3, Government Relations. Tammy.
Nothing to report. We have not met, and although I think there's a GNSA meeting starting in September. So off we go.
Off we go. Thanks, Tammy. 6.4, Activities. Bob Waite.
Thank you, Madam President. We have not had a meeting all summer and are not scheduled to have one until October 7th. There will be a booster bash scheduled for 5 o'clock in the evening on August 23rd for those of you who are interested. And you can buy tickets from Booster Club members or at the activities office. And Booster Club activities has been very good. This year they donated $35,000 to the athletic budget, plus treats. So it's been a great organization. Your support of that group would be appreciated.
Thank you, Bob. There are no committee minutes, so we're to the consent agenda. 7.1, minutes of the previous meetings. The minutes of the July 8th, 2019 meeting are attached. 7.2, there's no contract approval, no resignations, and 7.3, claims. Dr. Robinson.
Claims for the month of August are attached. They were reviewed earlier today by our Finance and Facility Committee, and there are no board notes to be read for not voting on certain items. So that's 2 months in a row. That's good.
Okay, so we need to have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion by Tammy and a second by Patty. Is there any discussion? Please vote.
Motion carried 4-0.
Thank you, Mary. 8.1, notice of settlement. Dr. Thompson.
Thank you. Nebraska law requires the district to maintain a public record of all settled claims, and this agenda item is intended to satisfy that requirement. A former employee filed a claim against the district. The district agreed to settle that claim in exchange for the former employee's agreement to release the district from all liability related to her claim.
Thank you. Could we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve this notice of settlement of the claim of a former employee.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Bob and a second by Tammy. Any discussion? Please vote.
Motion carried 4-0.
Thank you, Mary. 8.2, discuss, consider, and take action to approve the 2019-2020 Certified Staff Handbook. Mr. Hart.
The only thing I did notice that Austin is still listed as the aftershock coordinator. with his teaching.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
half-time business,
Okay.
basically half-time after shop.
Okay.
We're very happy. That is correct, though. He is fulfilling both roles.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the 2019-2020 Certified Staff Handbook.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Tammy and a second by Patty. Is there any discussion? Please vote.
Motion carried 4-0.
Thank you, Mary. 8.3, discuss, consider, and take action to approve up to $2.5 million in additional claims in August to close out the 2018-19 school year. Dr. Robinson.
Thank you. I am requesting a motion to approve to spend up to $2.5 million of additional claims out of the general fund in August. This is for the completion of 18-19 budgets, grants, and our transfers to depreciation. An end of August claims list will be posted at the September 9th board meeting for review.
I make a motion to approve up to 2.5 million in additional claims in August to close out to 2018-2019 school year.
I will second that motion.
We have a motion by Patty and a second by Bob. Is there any discussion? Please vote.
Motion carried 4-0.
Thank you, Mary. 8.4, discuss, consider, and take action to approve the purchase agreement for property located at 508 South 6th Street. Dr. Thompson.
Thank you. We are asking your permission to purchase this property. The purchase price is $33,000 with a total closing cost of $33,232.50. Upon purchase, the house and the garage will be raised for future junior high parking and/or green space, which, as we heard earlier tonight, is a part of our long-term strategic plan for facilities and finance.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase agreement for property located at 508 South 6th Street.
I will second that motion.
We have a motion by Tammy and a second by Bob. Is there any discussion? Please vote.
Motion carried 4-0.
I think we were very lucky to get that piece of property. It fit right into our strategic goal very nicely. And Bob, say it.
How many other houses are left on that block?
Okay, 8.5, discuss, consider, and take action to approve the second and final reading of the following board policies. 5304, cooperative activities. 4010, intellectual property and work for hire. 4110, release from contract. 1120, tobacco policy. 5305, school dances. 3130, purchasing policies. 3131, procurement plan school food authorities. 4030, wage information. 5001, admission requirements. 5012, military recruiters. 6211, curriculum assessments. 6410, Title I parent and family engagement. 8151, standing committees. 8153, standing committee on American civics. And 8159, standing committee on curriculum. Dr. Thompson.
Thank you. No changes have been made to these policies since their first reading.
I'll make a motion that we approve the policies as listed.
Second.
I have a motion by Bob and a second by Tammy. Is there any discussion? Please vote.
Motion carried 4-0.
Thank you, Mary. 8.6, discuss, consider, and take action to approve the appointment of American Civics Committee members. Dr. Thompson.
Thank you. I am recommending that Dr. Patty Goebbels, Bruce Mitchell, and Tammy Day be appointed as members of the newly created Standing Committee on American Civics. This was created in conjunction with Policy 8153 and changes in the legislature this past session.
I make a motion that we approve the appointment of American Civics Committee members.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion by Bob and a second by Patty. Is there any discussion? Thank you so much. Please vote.
Motion carried 4-0.
Thank you, Mary. Well, this looks like the end of our meeting. I feel like we're missing something, but the second meeting of the month will be a budget workshop held at noon on Thursday, August 29th, 2019. Our next regular business meeting is scheduled for 5:30 on Monday, September 9th, 2019. Meeting adjourned.
I just wanted to point out for the large audience that that is the 5th Thursday of the month rather than the 4th. We're doing that to help with the budgeting process. So if you have those pre-programmed in your calendar, you'll want to make an adjustment.